What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and I have obtained some new information that hopefully clears up some of this confusion surrounding the story that we've talked about a couple of times on this channel now about the Arby's manager that was found frozen to death in the freezer at Arby's. Yes, it is a wild story. It is a horrific story. If you want all the full details, if you want to catch up on what's going on with this story, then you may want to watch my previous videos first. But now I am here because I've gathered some new information. Luckily, I actually had a few people that live in the area who have reached out to me throughout my coverage of this story, and they've been doing a better job than the mainstream media at providing factual information. Because the mainstream media has us sitting here scratching our heads while looking at this story. It was originally reported that a body was found, dead obviously, a body was found in the freezer at Arby's. It was originally reported that police found this body around 10-something at night. Which was weird to me because that would mean that people were working at Arby's this entire time and no one noticed the dead body in the freezer. That led me to believe that maybe there was some foul play involved because, if you have a member of your staff missing for the entire day and they're literally dying in the freezer, I would think someone maybe would know about that. Maybe someone would have had to make a trip to the freezer and back by then. It just seemed really weird to me. And even investigators, they said that they did not suspect foul play, but they were keeping all avenues open because some of the information surrounding the situation kind of seemed off. Now, fast forward, someone reached out to me and they let me know that no, the Arby's location actually did not open up that morning at all. Employees arrived at the store, but the store had not been unlocked because the manager had got to the store early to do a few things and never got a chance to open up the store because she got trapped in the freezer. Now that started making more sense to me. That seemed like it would have been more of an accident. They let me know a lot of information about the whole situation that we went over, and then fast forward a few days, the mainstream media finally did an update on the story, and basically the information I shared with you all, for the most part, was confirmed. But the timeline was off. And finally, when they identified the woman who was in there, which, like I told you, was the Arby's manager, they said, and I kid you not, this is what the mainstream media said. They said that the woman's body was found by an employee at Arby's, which turns out to be her own son. They said that the body was found in the morning, that morning when the store was opened up. But the police weren't called until 6 p.m. Now that was the latest update that we got from the mainstream media. And that's why in my last video on this topic, a lot of people, including myself, we had to take a pause. Because the timeline doesn't add up. Listen, if you cover true crime, you got to stick to the timeline. You know what I mean? The timeline is something that you look back on and you reference all the time. And if the times don't add up, then something ain't right. Claiming that the body was found that morning, but police weren't called until 6-something p.m., that's totally off. And that would make anyone believe that maybe something extra, something weird, something more sinister is happening here, right? But it turns out the mainstream media got that wrong. They had one job, one simple job. Report the facts of the case. It's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. But they couldn't even get that right. They're putting this half-arsed information out there and these articles that they spent no time on. They didn't even do the research, and they're putting information out there that isn't right. Information that would lead people like us to believe that maybe there is foul play involved. Maybe there is more to this story. Well, now someone close to the situation, a totally different person, I guess I'm not going to say any names, I'm sure they want to remain anonymous. Someone who lives in the area has contacted me, and they have cleared up the confusion. And their story aligns with the exact story that I told you all before the mainstream media came out here and mucked up this whole story once again. So basically, it goes something like this. The manager comes into town, all right? The manager was from Houston. They called the manager into this little Louisiana town because they needed help. She was staying in a local hotel with her son, who is also a manager at Arby's. She manages during the day. Her son takes on the night shift. She arrived at Arby's that morning to prepare the store and get it ready. She winded up getting locked in the freezer. She never got to unlock the store. The store never opened up that afternoon. All of the employees, when they reached the store, they called her over and over again. No one would answer. They started calling her son over and over and over again. He didn't answer because he works night shifts and he was at the hotel sleeping. Now he woke up on time for his night shift. He got to Arby's around 6 p.m., opened up the store. Obviously, I'm sure he was wondering what in the heck was going on because his mother was supposed to be the one opening the store that morning, but the store was never opened. He opens the store, searches around for his mother, finds nothing, decides to check the freezer, and he finds his own mother laying dead on the floor of the freezer. There's blood around the area because she was beating on the door so hard, trying to alert someone that she was in there, but the store was totally empty. And that is the facts about what happened. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, these doors are supposed to have latches and stuff on the inside so you can open them from the inside. Well, it just so happens the door of this freezer was broken, okay? And the people who worked at this store reported that it was broken to management and to corporate, and they reported it multiple times and nothing was ever done. They were using a screwdriver to try to open the door whenever the door would close on them when they were in there. And they were also using boxes to prop open the door. A lot of the employees that worked there knew this. I'm not sure if the manager knew that or not because she was new to the store. But long story short, that's why the timeline is all messed up, because mainstream media is reporting that her body was found that morning, but no one called police until 6 p.m., when in reality, her son arrived at the store around 6 p.m. for his shift, found his own mother, called 911, and that's how it went down, folks. So it looks to me like there isn't foul play involved here. It just looks like a very tragic situation. What is involved here, though, is a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. I know the family is already suing for $1 million. I think they need to ask for more, honestly. Especially if you have documentation that people were complaining about this door. It's like, I don't know, I can't even put into words how enraged I would be if one of my loved ones died a senseless death inside of a freezer at Arby's because they were too cheap to fix the door. That honestly ticks me off. It really gets my blood boiling just thinking about it. So hopefully they win this lawsuit. Hopefully they sue for even more. But I'm glad that, we were able to clear up some of the confusion around this story. And isn't it odd that just from, me along with some of my viewers, we were able to put this story together better than the mainstream media, who is out here reporting a bunch of nonsense that never made sense and led everyone to believe that maybe this woman was killed. I kind of wonder if they do that on purpose. I don't know. Is it just that they're so stupid and they don't even care about their jobs that they mess stories up like this? Or do they do this on purpose to stir up more interest? I don't know. But let me know your thoughts down below while you're down there. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.